What do you say we get started?
So you want me to tell you the story of my life? I'll tell you my story. I'll tell you all of it. I'm flesh and blood, but not human. I haven't been human for 200 years.
From the novel by Anne Rice. From Neil Jordan, the director of The Crying Game.
I've come to answer your prayers. Life has no meaning anymore, does it?
His name is Lestat.
But what if I could give it back to you? Pluck out the pain and give you another life. One you could never imagine. I can see you lying on a bed of satin.
He chose one man. He gave him infinite power. Eternal life. And a daughter who would be forever young.
This is the only real evil left.
And then he took the light of day.
You're a vampire. You never knew what life was until it ran out in a red gush over your lips.
I can't stand this any longer.
You made us what we are, didn't you?
God kills indiscriminately, and so shall we.
You like dying? You condemn me to hell!
Monster. One happy family.
Take her, Louis. End her suffering and yours. For do not doubt, you are a killer. I want some more.
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Stephen Ray, Antonio Banderas, Kirsten Dunst, and Christian Slater. Interview with the Vampire.
Welcome back to Drop the Mic, a San Diego podcast. We are your hosts, Admiral Atlas.
What up?
James Warney.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And I, the Swan. This is episode 223, Interviews and Immortality.
Wow.
Nice.
In which we will be discussing Neil Jordan's gothic horror cult film, An Interview with the Vampire.
Yes, it often gets confused with Interview with
because it rolls off the tongue better. Right?
That's
my theory. And I wonder why, because it's what is Anne Rice getting at? Is Lestat the vampire somehow? Why? What makes that singular vampire so important? Pretty interesting. We'll talk about that later, I guess.
Okay, cool.
But but first, before we dive into this film, which I think we're going to dive pretty deep into it, let's start up with some of our usual warm-up segments. So, James, what do you have on the news front for us this week? And welcome back.
All right. Thank you. I loved the episode last week. I had fun time listening to it, even though I still haven't seen the movie. I had fun listening to it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So going on to this segment, it looks like John Wick 4 has added Donnie Yen to the cast. For those of you who don't know, he plays Ip Man or IP Man, whatever you want to call him.
Ip Man.
Ip Man, a huge actor in those types of films. He's been in Rogue One.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in tons of stuff. But it's not known what the name. I don't think they named what his character is going to be called in the film. But he is going to have a similar history of John compared to John Wick's history in the film. And he's going to be like an older friend that we're just now seeing, just like we saw Halle Berry in the last one. But he will have a lot of similarities to what John Wick has gone through throughout these last three movies.
So this is for John Wick 4, right?
Yes, for John Wick 4.
That's going to be cool because, Donnie Yen is sick, dude. He's definitely going to be kicking some ass in that movie.
And also,
sure.
I did read that he will be a friend to John Wick as opposed to an enemy.
So we think.
That's what they're leaning into. I mean, that could be wrong.
I hope they're setting that up so we can be like, oh, they're really good friends, so something kind of
tag teaming motherfuckers.
And then, maybe some, betrayal or
They
something.
flip them.
Goes on forever.
for 2 gold coins.
Right? Double dragon.
But he's supposed to be an old friend of Wick in the film. Excited to see that. And also joining the cast, which was just noted a couple of days ago, actually. I think maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. But Bill Skarsgård,
yes,
Pennywise himself, has also joined the cast.
Cool.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. That's dope.
I don't know if they've updated who he's supposed to be. There was no description on who his character is in regards to the film, but I'm excited to see him in this. Have you heard anything else other than that he's just joining it?
No, that's all I read was that he was going to be joining, and that it's to be released on Memorial Day.
Yeah,
May 27th, 2022, next year.
I'm excited for that film. I can't wait. The third one was awesome. Definitely leaves you wanting more. Yeah. It looks like... Well, let's see here. So I had another bit of news. So the writer for Zatanna, which is a DC character, it looks like they're going to be going for a dark and scary film. If you're not familiar with that character, she's kind of like a magician. She's along the lines of Constantine, but more magical, less like demons and stuff. But since they're going in more dark and scary version, you might be seeing her do some, type of black magic or something like that. Not 100% sure on that, but very excited for that. What else do we have here? This is actually pretty interesting. So it looks like Walter Hamada, who is, I believe he's the he's like the CEO or something for like the DC universe. But he actually said that, let's see here. So characters like Batgirl, Static Shock, and Blue Beetle, who for one, Batgirl is a female, of course. Static Shock is a black guy. He's a black superhero. Yeah. And then Blue Beetle is going to be Jamie Reyes or Jaime Reyes, whatever you want to say it, how you want to say his first name. He's Latino. Yeah. He actually went on record saying that those are riskier characters, and that's why they do not want to have a theatrical release for those characters when they have their movies.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So those will be exclusively released on HBO Max, but they will be a part of the DCEU. They just won't get a theatrical release, as far as what I was reading. It was pretty shocking for him to say that those types of characters were risky. They're the more riskier characters to make a film out of. What are your guys' thoughts on that? It's kind of shooting yourself in the foot there.
Yeah, I don't think that was a smart idea to say that's why. It seems a bit, kind of disrespectful and just culturally insensitive.
And just in bad taste, because if you're going to include them in, it's almost like if you're going to include them into the whole story and not have a theatrical release for people that are supposed to be part of the DC universe, irregardless.
You can be a part of it, but it's going to be the subpar, version.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what they're saying.
You can be you can be on the Jedi Council, but you are not a master.
You're just you're on the bench. You're just riding the bench. You're not a starter.
It kind of sucks in my eyes because they're not taking a risk for something that I think will be widely accepted because of what it's relevant to the times. First of all, second of all, the fact that they're having people of color and more diversity and in an actual Latino superhero. It kind of sucks that they're kind of getting lowballed like that, but at the same time, in my true Latino fashion, Chicano fashion, I'm happy it's coming out regardless. But I hope one day, maybe they'll change their mind, because that would be cool. maybe they're trying to say like they don't want to risk it because of the COVID. They're trying to blame it on the COVID, saying maybe not that many people will go out to see it or something.
Well, it's crazy because none of these films are even slated to come out until at least 2023.
Oh shit!
So
they're just,
by then it should be over. You know, I mean not over, but you know it shouldn't be as risky as it is now.
Huh? Well,
maybe they want to. I guess they're trying to see how the public is going to accept these characters before they invest more into them. I guess.
Right.
Trying to hype it.
Yeah, or you know, I mean, like a trial run. Not saying what they're doing is right or how they came out the gate. You know,
it would definitely be a different story if these people weren't such diverse people. I guess I hate to say it that way, but at the same time, maybe they're just trying to find a common ground to get a fan base and see how and who will be interested in these characters. You know. It's already piqued my interest just by talking about it, you know. So, especially Blue Beetle because I know him from the animated series. What else was he on? Where have I seen Blue Beetle? Tiny would know.
He was in a lot. I think he was in the
Flashpoint, right?
Not Flashpoint. He was in the Titans cartoon show.
Okay. He was in
what's it called? Young Justice on HBO.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I've seen him like a few times. So Tiny has talked to me about him.
Yeah, I love his character. I think he's awesome, and I was super stoked when they said that he was going to be getting his own movie. But then it's like, it's going straight to HBO Max instead of theaters. It's kind of it sucks, but it's also cool.
Isn't Blue Beetle like an actual character now? Wasn't he in one of the movies? Or like they hint towards him?
Isn't he a what? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Hasn't he been a part of the movies before? Now they're just going to give him like a spin-off, like his own origins, or?
Well, are you asking like what his origins is?
No. Like was he part of the event, like whatever?
Like the Justice League?
Yeah.
No, he's like he was. I think he was a part of. Actually, I'm not too sure. I know there's two different versions. The first Blue Beetle was like a white like archaeologist guy who gets him, and he dies, and Jamie Reyes finds the Blue Beetle, like the scarab thing, and it attaches to him.
Yeah,
and then he becomes the Blue Beetle.
I've seen that before. I just can't remember where I've seen it. But anyways,
I don't know if they're gonna go through that story or what, but I mean, they have to. That's kind of the only story that he has.
Either way, it should be cool, interesting for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Moving on to, I think, my last bit of news here. Anthony Mackie, if you're not familiar with him, he plays Falcon in all the Avengers movies. He was quoted saying that he can see himself playing Captain America for at least 6 to 8 years.
That's pretty cool.
Papa Doc.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a lot of stuff about it and like trailers and a couple little shorts about it. I would check it out. Totally kind of off subject, but recently over the weekend, I think on Friday, Disneyland California Adventure opened up the Marvel Universe thing.
The Avengers Campus?
Yeah, dude, I've seen a lot of cool things about that too, but it just reminded me because it has a lot of Captain America and fucking Spider-Man and all these different characters, so for him to say that, it's probably a good idea so it can be locked into all of these new things that are coming out for Disney, you know?
Oh, yeah. And especially since, I could see him signing like a type of cameo deal where he makes appearances in future films. That's a way he can, easily get paid and not have to do as much work in terms of kind of holding his own film. But I'm excited for it. It's cool. I loved him in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Hopefully they bring that back for a second season. I don't know if they are. There's no plans right now, I don't think, for them to bring it back.
Did you see that, Wesley?
What?
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
No, I haven't got to watch that show.
Okay.
I'm still in the middle of WandaVision.
Oh, yeah.
But I've heard good things about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and